Just 2 weeks left in the regular season. You know what that means? Not very many main slates left to win, but it's going to be a New York year extravaganza for all of us here at the Rumbles of Red. While we prepare for this main slate, we're so close to the playoffs. Just 2 more weeks. So let's rip some underdog drafts today as well. Buckle up, grab yourself a beverage of your choice. Let's have some fun. Tell them to bring me my money. Welcome into the Rumbles of Red, powered by Stadium Rant and StadiumRant.com. Thank you all for being here. Hope you had a great Christmas. You know, my kids, they were able to enjoy a few new toys thanks to that Week 14 Bink I had. But I got to be honest, if I don't hit another one here, I might have to take a couple of toys back just to keep the lights on. So hit that like button. Throw your questions in the chat. Subscribe to the channel. Help me out during this holiday season. We're so close to New Year's, right? New Year's is right around the corner. Sunday. And we got a New Year's Day slate. And this is going to be a lot of fun tonight. We're going to go through our players that we like a lot quicker than I usually do because I do want to get to some drafts here at the end. Couple different underdog drafts, just have some fun there. So I'm just going to give you my top plays this week rather than go position by position like we do each and every week. We're going to touch on each position, but just give my top plays from each position. How are we doing tonight? Let me know in the chat. I would like you to do a Goff, St. Brown, Eagles defense lineup. Yeah, Goff, St. Brown is going to be definitely chalky this week, but happy to do that for us here as we get to our lineup builds. This one definitely a little bit off the wall here, right? Aaron Rodgers, A.J. Dillon, Romeo Dubs. I think it's called Dubs, but I always call them Dubs. Like Dubs, all right? We're going to win some. Justin Jefferson, bring back. I like that a lot. That Minnesota Green Bay game has a lot of intrigue for me. I am definitely on that train. Both NFC North games intrigue me as well. So the Chicago-Detroit game, that's going to be the chalk. That's going to be the chalk of the week. Everybody's going to go to there. But I like that Green Bay-Minnesota game as well. It is in Green Bay. It'd be sweet if it was in Minnesota, get them in the dome. But I like that. I'll talk about Justin Jefferson and Allen Lazard both for that game. Monday night game, only other game with any intrigue. So the Monday night game is huge. As you all see, if you're first time being here at the Rumbles of Red, we are huge Chiefs fans. That Monday night game has so many implications for the Chiefs. Of course, the Chiefs have to go off at home in Arrowhead and beat the Denver Broncos and then have to go to Las Vegas next week and win that game too. Both games seem winnable, and if they can win, they really need the Bills to lose one more game, and this Bengals-Bills game going to be awesome. I can't wait for that game. It should be I would say all eyes in the nation are going to be on that. Right? It's Monday night game, perfect Monday night game, right? The Bengals still have a chance to be the 1 seed. If the Chiefs were to somehow lose one of the last 2 games, Bengals beat the Bills, I believe they'll have the head-to-head over both Bills and Chiefs at that point and be the 1 seed. So a lot on the line still for some of these teams. Not for all the teams, as we saw the Tennessee Titans last night playing Joshua Dobbs because they had nothing on the line for him. So a lot on the line, though, here. Here, I got to send this link out. I will be joined this evening by a dear friend of mine. He's going to be joining me for the draft, so I have to send him out that link real quick. All right, let's jump in here to some players. How about it? Who do you guys like at quarterback this week? There's some chalk out there, but who do you guys like? Let me know in the chat who you like at quarterback this week. Email. All right. Justin Fields, 8,400. Jared Goff, 7,400. They're projecting to be the best quarterbacks on the week for good reason, right? In this high-flying atmosphere, highest total on the week, in a dome in Detroit. The Lions play much better when they're at home, and they're playing each other. Goff, $1,000 cheaper, probably going to be the highest rostered quarterback. I think even on DraftKings. We talk Fanduel here on this show, but I believe he's even cheaper on DraftKings. I think he's going to be the highest rostered over there. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the highest rostered on Fanduel, being $1,000 cheaper than Jared Goff. Really, any quarterback outside of those two, and Mahomes and Rodgers, anybody outside of those four would be considered contrarian this week. So there's a lot of different ways you can go. No Josh Allen, no Joe Burrow, no Jalen Hurts. Those are the type of, no Lamar Jackson. Those are the type of quarterbacks we hate to fade if they're all playing on the same slate. But they're not all playing on the same slate this week. The only Fields and Mahomes, I would say Fields has kind of joined that group. Those are the only two. So can you beat both of those quarterbacks? I think that's definitely a possibility. I will probably be mostly playing Justin Fields this week, but I do like a couple contrarian plays. Brock Purdy, right? So you can combat that Christian McCaffrey chalk that we're going to see against the Las Vegas Raiders. And why not? Like, who says he can't throw 4 touchdowns this week? He's got a ton of weapons. Brandon Ayuk, he loves George Kittle, and he can even dump it off to Christian McCaffrey and let him take it in. I like Brock Purdy there at 7,000 as a contrarian play. He's projecting to be quite low owned this week. Again, if you get away from Fields, Goff, Mahomes, and Rodgers, you're going to be different. I will probably not get too far off of those guys, but Brock Purdy at 7K is one of my favorite. Man, I changed this so you guys couldn't see my 2011 national champion Cardinals. There it is. Old school. Minshew against them sorry Saints. Do you like Gardner Minshew this week? How did he end up last week? I played none of him last week. Gardner Minshew, 24.7 FanDuel points against the Dallas Cowboys. That's not bad, honestly. That's not bad. Although, as you'll know later on, I like the Saints defense this week because how cheap they are. But yeah, the Minshew. And then Trevor Lawrence. I almost put Trevor Lawrence on here for another double stack week because I think it's true. And honestly, Trevor Lawrence double stacks are going to be a little bit of leverage on Travis Etienne, who's not looking super chalky, but I expected him to be super chalky. The only thing is here, like, I agree. I'm all in. I talked about it on Another Damn Fantasy podcast on Wednesday night. We go live on the same Stadium Rant channel. And I talked a little bit about how I think the Jaguars are really going to push it because they're in a different position than the Titans were. We all know next week's the only week that matters for both the Titans and the Jags. But the Jaguars, they're still learning. They got a second-year quarterback. They're still growing as an offense, whereas the Titans were super injured, so they got to rest as many guys as they can. So I do think that the Jaguars are going to come out and try to win this game, but I do think there's still a scenario where maybe they get up 14 points and they don't play the fourth quarter. I think that's still a possibility. You're hoping that Trevor Lawrence and company gets it done before that happens. All right, let's look at running back here. If you saw the thumbnail, you know my favorite 2 running backs, Brian Robinson Jr. against a bad Cleveland Browns rush defense. No Antonio Gibson. I was a little bummed to get this news today. I was already reading about it. I knew that he was questionable, but I was hoping that he wouldn't be called out until Sunday, because I do think ownership's going to catch up with Robinson a little bit after this news this week. Only at 6,900, Brian Robinson is a smash start this week against the Cleveland Browns. He's had over 80 yards rushing in 4 of his last 6 games. One of those games of the 6, and one of the 2 that he didn't, was against the San Francisco 49ers. You kind of expect that, right? They're bringing back Carson Wentz. They're not going to let this trash quarterback throw the ball over the place, right? The only issue with Brian Robinson over the last 6 games, he's only scored 1 touchdown. He's only scored 1 touchdown. That's really lowered his ceiling a lot. I think the touchdowns will come for him, and why not this week, right? Why not against a bottom 5 rushing defense? Again, keep the ball out of Carson Wentz's hands as much as possible. Run the ball, play great defense against this kind of ho-hum Browns offense. And I think I about said the Redskins. I think the Commanders not only can get it done, but I think Brian Robinson can get it done for you at 6,900. And of course, the other running back on the thumbnail, Tyler Algier. 2 straight really good games in which he had 17 and 18 carries. Plus last week he adds 5 targets. He's really getting heavily involved here late in the season as Atlanta, they're trying to rely on these rookies, see what they've got going in the offseason. Drake London, a great play this week. Desmond Ridder at quarterback. Tyler Algier getting more opportunities here. Arizona, they packed it in. J.J. Watt's already told everybody he's retiring. This team's packed it in. They're looking to have a new head coach next year is what I assume, right? I think Tyler Algier gets a lot of volume this week, continues to get that 17, 18 carry line at just 6,700. Could definitely pay off. I like a couple of these cheaper running backs this week. Ramondre Stevenson, Christian McCaffrey, Kenneth Walker. These guys are going to be great plays. They're also going to be super chalky. They're going to be super high owned plays. You can't go wrong with them, I don't think, this week. I think they're all set up in pretty good spots. I'm not as hype on Kenneth Walker against the Jets. But Stevenson against the Dolphins, man, I was really hoping everybody would kind of be bummed out from him from last week. But he's projected to be super high owned in the 30-35% range. So he's definitely going to be the chalk running back this week. And I love Christian McCaffrey against these Raiders, of course. That's going to become a theme this San Francisco pass catchers, running backs today. And, of course, Brock Purdy, who I've already mentioned. So any other running backs you guys want to know about this week? Again, these are I'm kind of just breezing through my top plays today so we can kind of just get to some lineup builds so we can get to some drafting here at the end. But any other questions about running backs here? Sounds like the dogs are going wild. Dogs are going wild. We got some friends over tonight. Oliver's got some friends over. Crazy house on this holiday break. All right, let's talk wide receivers then if we have no other running backs that we want to talk about. For me, I think I'm just going to lock in Justin Jefferson this week, right? I said it at the top. I like this Green Bay, Minnesota game. Who wouldn't like it? The defenses are bad. But Justin Jefferson, of course, yes, he's 9,200. But I'm putting him in my lineup. I'm just going to build around him. Like I firmly believe I play about 5 lineups every week. I think I'm just going to put him in my flex and just build around him. The dude's an absolute maniac, man. Let me give you some numbers here. Number 4 here. Is this supposed to be noise canceling headphones? They're not working very well. Number 4, that's the number I'm giving you. That's the number of games he's had less than 10 targets this season. Less than 10 targets. The number 2 is the number of games he's had less than 6 receptions in a game. 5 is the number of games he had less than 100 yards. Just 5. But 9 times this guy's provided you over 20 Fanduel points. The last 3 games, 11 catches on 15 targets, 12 catches on 16 targets, and 12 catches on 16 targets. Kirk Cousins and company, they know that Justin Jefferson is the key to their success. They're going to continue to feed Justin Jefferson, and he is going to continue to eat. I mean, he is crushing it this year. He should be talked about more in the MVP run, right? Yeah, of course, if Patrick Mahomes makes the MVP, I'll be super happy, whatever. But Justin Jefferson deserves to be talked about here with Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes. The things that he is doing is unbelievable. It's not necessarily Cooper Kupp-esque like it was last year, but he is still having a fantastic season, and he is killing it for fantasy for us. Let me check. Oh, I'm being trolled here. Glad I played Dalton last night. Yeah, congratulations if you did play Dalton last night. I did not. I played TJ Hawkinson. And so hopefully we'll get a good TJ Hawkinson game as Dalton Schultz catches 2 touchdowns last night. I only played him in one of my single game slates too. One of my 4 lineups there. So that was rough. Back to wide receivers for the main slate. I think the Tampa Bay guys are great leverage this week. It seems like nobody wants to play these guys, right? Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. Godwin is at 7,600, Evans at 7,500 with just $100 difference. I absolutely prefer Chris Godwin, and I like Chris Godwin this week. If he's going to come in under 10% owned, that's going to be a great leverage play. Tampa Bay has a lot to play for here. They win this game. They win the AFC South. They sit all these old-ass starters next week, and they're rested to host the Dallas Cowboys in round 1, right? So why not? Like that's – I like Chris Godwin here this week at 7,600. And Mike Evans, he's getting all the targets. Tom Brady's just not – he can't connect with him down the field. Not like he used to. He's not connecting with him around the goal line either. But Chris Godwin across the middle, much easier to throw for old Dusty Tom. And he's been killing it with all the PPR machine. Another wide receiver – I like Garrett Wilson. Mike White is back in town for the New York Football Jets. Garrett Wilson is one of my favorite plays with $7,300. He's currently projected to be super low owned, which I like a lot. If we remember back in end of November into December, there was 2 weeks in a row there, back-to-back weeks. He went over 20 Fanduel points with Mike White at the helm. 21 Fanduel points here at 7,300, 3x in his salary. You can live with that and win a tournament with that. So you can get 20 to 30 Fanduel points from Garrett Wilson. Let's look at the cheap range here. This is a range you're definitely going to have to live in a little bit this week, depending on what you do at running back. You could go super cheap at running back and play more studs at wide receiver. I really don't think we're going to be cash strapped this week. The lineup builds should come easier with one of the larger main slates we've had in a while, as really everybody 13 games on the main slate, right? The only 3 games that aren't are the Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday night games. And so it's been quite a while, probably week 3 since we had such a large main slate. It's gonna open up some salary, and you're gonna have plenty of cash to go around. Alan Lazard's one of them. If Christian Watson can't play, I like Lazard a lot. A lot of people like Lazard a lot. Honestly, he'll be pretty chalky, especially if Watson doesn't play. I like these Giants wide receivers in a must-win game versus the Colts. You know, the Colts, they just want the season in, right? They're over it. They're done. But the Giants, they have to win to stay in the playoff hunt. Isaiah Hodgins, 6,200. Darius Slayton, 6,300. Isaiah Hodgins was a guy I'm starting to really like. I ended up playing him in a season-long game last week. Turned out huge. Start of the week really for me. End up winning that game. I'm on to the championship game on the back of Isaiah Hodgins. Who would have thought that 16 weeks ago? Zay Jones, we talked a little bit about Trevor Lawrence earlier. Zay Jones against the Houston Texans, $6,300. You know, this guy's really been boom or bust, right? But when he booms, right, 3 touchdown game, a touchdown game, when he booms, he can go off and win you a week. So you really like to see that. And then DJ Chark at $6K, he keeps going overlooked, in my opinion. Everybody on DraftKings loves him. Everybody wants to play him on DraftKings, but nobody wants to play him on FanDuel. I don't know why. This game is looking to be the best scoring environment on the week. If we can get Goff's second wide receiver at $6K and low ownership, I'm all about it. Sign me up for some DJ Chark this week. Again, some of these are all guys like $6,000 to $6,500 range. You're going to play at least one of them, potentially 2 of them. And I think there's a lot of options here. Lazard will be the chalky one. Zay Jones will be a little bit more chalky. But you can get a little bit different here with like Isaiah Hodgins and a DJ Chark, something like that. I like that quite a bit. Cole Kmet in a dome with Fields may score twice. Absolutely. Cole Kmet's my favorite stack with Fields this week. If you're going to play that game, I also don't mind Justin Fields naked this week. I don't mind Justin Fields naked. Off walk, but Milton can throw an orange 100 yards. Draft him in a dynasty. All right, let's go. We're already talking dynasty leagues. We got to get through the playoffs first. Start throwing out some dynasty stuff in here. Come on. Alan Lazard had a lot of drops last week. I think it was because Rodgers forced it to him. Yeah, Alan Lazard, let's be honest, is not like the greatest wide receiver in the league. There's a reason he hasn't, shown out since Devontae Adams has been back, or since Devontae Adams has left. Christian Watson is absolutely outplaying Alan Lazard. Really, the Alan Lazard play for me this week is volume, because who else is, Rodgers going to throw it to? He doesn't ever throw it to Robert Tonyan. He does throw it to Romeo Doubs a lot. And so, both of those guys, Dobbs, quite a bit cheaper, is also in play this week. But I really like Lazard as that wide receiver 1 if Christian Watson is out. What other wide receivers you guys got? He can throw an orange. Who cares? I want to see him throwing football. All right, any other wide receivers you all want to talk about before we move on to tight end and then right into our stacks? I guess we'll talk defense a little bit. All right, so tight end, Kelsey, you all know he's always a stud, but he hasn't really been playing. Oh, hang on now. Let me get some dots in action. Here's my issue with Jahan Dotson, right? He has a great game last week. Everybody wants to jump on that board. My issue with Jahan Dotson is that they're going back to Carson Wentz, right? They're going back to Carson Wentz. Dotson, man, he's actually three games in a row with the touchdown. That's great. I can't say that I realized that until just now. I knew he had a really good game last week, but I didn't realize he did that well against the Giants. But again, going back to Carson Wentz, what is that connection? Obviously, we know he has a connection with Taylor Heineke, but what is that connection with Carson Wentz? And I just don't know what it is. So in terms of tournament, maybe that's worth it, right? Let me see what his ownership's looking like here for you real quick. Because in terms of tournaments, that's probably just the right type of play. A guy that, 2% owned. So a guy nobody's looking to play. Nobody wants to play him. That same 6,100. So that same range of 6K to 6,500 that everybody's going to live in. And then you can get a guy like Jahan Dotson, who nobody's going to play in that same range. Great leverage. The two played together the first 4 games. Dotson had at least 13 PPR points in the 3 of those outings. All right. And 4 touchdowns. So maybe Dotson's a guy I've overlooked then. Maybe this is somebody I've overlooked, and it seems like a lot of people are going to overlook. So this is a really good nugget and something that I'm willing to look at and potentially throw in my lineup. Again, this is a range that we have to live in this, and we have to hit it right. If you can get your $6K to $6,500 wide receiver or 2 of them right this week, I think you're going to have a lot of success. So maybe it's Jahan Dotson. It's a very good nugget. All right, let's talk tight ends real quick. I talked about Kelsey. The problem with Kelsey, $8,300 price tag is he's really honestly living in like the 15-point Fanduel range, right? And you really need to 3X that 8,300. So you really need to get 24, 25 points to feel good about playing Travis Kelsey. So when you come out and you get 15, 16 points, he's actually averaging, I think, 16 Fanduel points a game. So when you're living in that range, it's just not doing enough for you to meet, in my opinion, to pay off that $8,300 price tag. If I play Travis Kelsey this week, it will only be in a Mahomes stack. And I'm not even guaranteeing myself to play Kelsey on a Mahomes team. But if I play Mahomes, or if I play Kelsey, it will only be if I'm playing Mahomes. Other than that, I can't play him one off. He's just too expensive to me. He's too expensive. What's up, K Wild? What is up? Thanks for being here, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for jumping in. All right, George Kittle, $7,400. This is my favorite tight end play of the week if I'm going to be paying up for tight end. I don't want to go the extra $900 to Kelsey. I'll sit on George Kittle at $7,400. He's had a resurgence here with Brock Purdy at the helm over the last couple of weeks, projecting to be pretty low owned. Most people don't want to pay up, but if they pay up, they're like, oh, if I pay up, I have to go to Travis Kelsey. I have to beat Travis Kelsey if I'm going to pay up. George Kittle is going to sit here, and nobody's going to play him at $7,400 against a very beatable Las Vegas defense. Daniel Bellinger continues to be a guy that I love to play, $4,700. The problem is, a 12-point game is not out of the range of his possibility. He's only done it one time in the last 4 weeks. But he could save you a lot of money. If you feel like you need to save money, maybe you're going to go super studs and duds this week, right? I want to play Travis Kelsey. I want to play Mahomes and Justin Jefferson and Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm just going to go heavy on the studs, so I need to punt somewhere. I like Daniel Bellinger at $4,700 if that's the way you're going to build this week. Again, not necessarily something you have to do, in my opinion, but I do like him. I do like that $4,700 price tag. And every time I hit my mic, I get so freaked out. I don't want it to stop. Got a new mic for Christmas. Had any issues with it? Shout out to the in-laws. Hands-free. It's not right in front of me. Not on the desk. I love it. Tyler Conklin. Okay. Tyler Conklin with the New York Jets. Right? They're going to be in that wow. Who are the Jets? I have talked about it already today, right? Matchup with Seattle. Yeah, that's right. Seattle. I don't mind knowing a fan on the other side of this matchup as well. Again, the Tyler Conklin play is fine, but not a lot of ceiling there. Not a lot of ceiling. He's definitely going to be touchdown or bust, and he's only scored a touchdown in 2 games this year. So that's kind of rough, but the Seattle Seahawks are not a very good defense. It's not the defense we always expect them to be. A couple of guys that I think are going to be pretty chalky this week, Cole Kmet and Evan Ingram. These are probably going to be the highest roster players I have as well as far as tight ends go. Cole Kmet, $5,300. Evan Ingram, $5,800. I think I could play these guys and get different elsewhere. Cole Kmet with Justin Fields. He's my favorite Justin Fields stack this week. And I love what Jacksonville is doing with Evan Ingram. If you want to go Trevor Lawrence stack, you can go Trevor Lawrence with Evan Ingram and Christian Kirk. You go Lawrence, Zay Jones, Evan Ingram. You might even be able to just go Trevor Lawrence, Evan Ingram, honestly. Like, that's probably not out of the realm of possibilities there. Single stack him with Evan Ingram. So I like both of these guys. The only problem I have with Evan Ingram is I don't have a bring back, and I don't really like playing unstacked single tight ends. Most of the time I try to play them with their quarterbacks, and if I don't play them with their quarterbacks, I want them to be in a stack. Like George Kittle, maybe I'm going to play George Kittle with Brock Purdy. Maybe I'm going to play George Kittle on the other side of Devontae Adams, something like that, right? But if I am going to play a one-off, it would be somebody like George Kittle. You can also play in a game stack, right? Maybe I want to play Travis Etienne and Evan Ingram and just play those two guys with no bring back and no quarterback. You can do something like that as well. Stack it up like that as well. Seahawks number 2 in points allowed to tight ends. So, yeah, not a good defense at all. So definitely a good play potentially for Tyler Conklin. Again, even with Mike White, he wasn't really showing up and showing out. But sometimes it doesn't matter. When you get these matchups, man, it doesn't matter. Like, they just they just show up and they do their thing. It's like the Arizona Cardinals. Anytime a tight end plays the Arizona Cardinals, somehow, some way, they show up. Unfortunately, the Cardinals play the Atlanta Falcons this week, and so what we thought would have been a great, Kyle Pitts week 17 for best ball. No Kyle Pitts, no tight end really in Atlanta that you can play. Defensively, I mentioned earlier the $3,200 New Orleans Saints. They're my favorite. Who are you playing on defense this week? The reason they're my favorites is because, they're playing Minshew Mania, of course, but they're cheap. They're cheap as dirt. They're cheap as dirt, and nobody's looking to play them. Nobody wants to play these guys. $3,200? Most people are playing teams like the Bears more than the Saints. And I get it. It's against the Eagles. Eagles are one of the best, offenses in the league. But most of these guys, like the Houston Texans against the Jaguars, are getting more steam than the New Orleans Saints. So that's really why I like them so much. It's just because they're not being played. And so if I'm going to play a defense in tournaments, I'm going to play a defense that's not being played. That's my choice. The Chiefs, $4,300. Great play this week against the Denver Broncos without their head coach. So I don't know if that'll have anything to do with it. Probably will make things better for the Broncos, if we're being honest. They are the chalk defense for the week. $3,900 Falcons defense to me looks really strong against what we now know is David Blau to see starting for the Arizona Cardinals. I do expect the Falcons to get a little bit more steam as this news has trickled in. And as we get closer to Sunday at lock, I do expect the Falcons defense to be more highly owned. But, man, how about a Tyler Algier Falcons defense secondary stack? Tyler Algier, Atlanta Falcons secondary stack. I love it. I love it. What's your favorite stack? Let me know in the comments right now. What's your favorite stack this week? Main slate on FanDuel. I want to know it because we're about to build a lineup. We're about to build some lineups. Let me know. Let me pull this up as you're letting me know. My favorite stacks are going to be the Detroit-Chicago game, of course, in the Coors Field of fantasy football, in the Dome, in Detroit, Ford Field. Two terrible defenses, two competent offenses. I love that game. Everybody's going to love that game. So you got to get different some way, somehow. Minnesota and Green Bay. I like that one a lot. I mentioned that at the top as well, as did Lee. Both NFC North games intrigue me. They are my two favorite games to stack this week. And then I really like this San Francisco-Las Vegas game. I don't really like the Las Vegas side of it, but San Francisco still has a lot to play for. And so maybe they can come out and just kick some ass early, right? Come out and kick some ass early. I like that game a lot as well. All right, let's build a team. And we're going to start with the one in the chat. So let me find this here. A Goff St. Brown with the Eagles defense. That's what we're starting with tonight. Goff for St. Brown, Eagles defense. My very first inclination here, right? If we're just going to go Goff St. Brown, is not to have a bring back. So everybody's going to kind of play this game. St. Brown's going to be chalky. Jared Goff's going to be chalky. But what if we just only play these two guys from this game? What if we only play these two guys from this game? What if we bring it back with his brother, Equanimous? Now, we're not going to do that. But nobody's going to play these guys. So what if everybody's going to play these guys, but everybody's going to play this whole game. So what if we just stop here? Just walk away from this game, say, look, we want the two highest players out of this game. Eagles defense. We want the two highest players out of this game, and then we don't want anything else, right? If I'm playing Eagles defense, I want to play Miles Sanders. I don't mind Miles Sanders. What, you got a knee injury? All right, no designation. Okay, he's good. Yeah, the Saints are a good defense, but I like to play a secondary stack there. All right. So that's what we're gonna do. So now let's look at the other side of things. Let's go. This is so weird, guys, by the way. This is so weird. I don't really understand it. But so what happened was Pittsburgh and Baltimore got flexed from into Sunday Night Football. And Fanduel still has Pittsburgh and Baltimore on here. I don't really understand it. I'm going to be pissed, though, if I lose because of this game. I got to figure out if they're actually going to leave it here. I kept assuming they were going to take it off. But for some reason, it's still there. They're not showing up in our – well, they are showing up in our projections. I'm going to establish a run. So, anyways, it's just so annoying. I don't know what FanDuel is doing, but moving on. I don't really want to play anybody from that game. It just sucks. It's going to be a Sunday night game, and we have to sweat out our main slates all the way into Sunday night. Like this is it's horrible. It's horrible. All right, let's build this team though. Here, we talked about a couple running backs that I liked a lot earlier, so I'm going to keep the cheap RBs going. Throw in Tyler Algier. Another cheap wide receiver I don't mind is Greg Dortch if you're going to go super cheap. So I'm going to throw him in here on the other side of Tyler Algier. DeAndre Hopkins is listed as questionable now. David Blau is playing, so all the passes are going to be short by the line of scrimmage, right? So I think Greg Dortch ought to get quite a bit of action with that. Hollywood's going to be the down the field guy. DeAndre Hopkins, obviously, in that kind of 10 to 15 yard range. So I like Greg Dortch a little bit. So anyways, if we go here with a little mini stack, look at all this money we have left. Look at all this money that we have left. I like George Kittle. I talked about that. So now we've got $6,900 for a wide receiver and flex. I'd like to go in the afternoon. It would be so awesome if we could get Justin Jefferson in here. That's just not going to work out. Oh, horse. Let's get rid of George Kittle, baby. We don't need to play George Kittle. We don't need to play George Kittle. We could do a bring back here, actually, with the Chicago. We could play Cole Kmet. We could play Cole Kmet with the bring back. We could play TJ Hawkinson as bring back. Nah, I don't think so. 5K. That doesn't sound good. We could play Mark Andrews in the late game at 6,300. I like Evan Ingram. I said that earlier. Like Cole Kmet. Let's just throw Cole Kmet in here as a bring back of that first game. And then find an afternoon wide receiver. Can I get to Alan Lazard? Yes, sir. Get a little Alan Lazard, Justin Jefferson mini stack. Probably gives me $500 left, so let's get off of Greg Dortch. I like Greg Dortch, but I don't like him that much. Especially if I can spend up a little bit more salary. See, I told you guys, like, there's salary to be had all over the place this week. All over the place. I don't mind Kadarius Toney. I like Richie James. Big game last week, 8 catches on 11 targets. Let's throw Richie James in there, $5,700. And we've got a nice little lineup there with a Jared Goff to Amon Brown with Cole Kmet bring back. So we like that. All right, so we pretty well built this, let's be honest, we just built. So let's say we build this if we need. So really we just need to put Fields in here is what you're wanting to do. So we put Fields in there. We can take off the Eagles defense. Let's get rid of these running backs. I'm going to keep this Lazard, Justin Jefferson. I'm going to go down to the Saints. Let's play my running backs that I like and Brian Robinson. Pacheco. Pacheco is not a bad play at all. Neither is Jerick McKinnon. Jerick McKinnon's always a good play. 5,800 here at wide receiver. Doesn't quite get us in the range that we want to be in, that 6 to 6.5. I would like to get back into that range. Let's get back into that. This is from you talked about Jahan Dotson earlier. So let's play Jahan Dotson in this one on the other side of Brian Robinson. And we'll go to a $6,500 running back. Foreman, J.K. Dobbins in the evening. Screw it, right? Let's play J.K. Dobbins against Pittsburgh. Let's go. They're gonna make me play a Sunday night game, so I don't mind that. If you're gonna go Fields to Cole Kmet with an Amon-Ra St. Brown bring back, you've got a Brian Robinson, Jahan Dotson kind of game stack there, team stack. Alan Lazard, Justin Jefferson, mini stack, cheap Saints defense, and J.K. Dobbins. Sounds like my dogs are going crazy. All right, we have one more that we want to build here before we get into an underdog draft. Aaron Rodgers, A.J. Dillon, Romeo Doubs, Justin Jefferson. All right, let's clear this. All right, Aaron Rodgers. I don't mind the Rodgers stacks this week. Man, he just feels like he might be a little bit too chalky for me. He might be a little bit too chalky for me this week. I'm gonna kind of monitor the news with Rodgers, kind of see where his ownership projections come in at, and then I'll kind of make a decision from there. So what game didn't get played? So there's supposed to be a different game on this slate, right? What game was the Sunday night game originally? Oh, Rams Chargers. So we're not going to play any Rams Chargers this week. Tough scene. No Rams Chargers. No Justin Herbert double stacks to lose all the money this week. Believe me, I've done that plenty of times this year. Tough scene. Can't even play that game. Can't play Cam Akers this week. That's so stupid. What is Fanduel doing? This is bad. Whatever. All right, so we got Aaron Rodgers, A.J. Dillon's, Romeo Doubs with the Justin Jefferson bring back. Yes, I put him in my flex because he's the most expensive play. I'm just going to throw in my $3,200 New Orleans Saints that I'll probably play way too much of this week. I want to get a George Kittle team in here. Honestly, I would love a George Kittle and Christian McCaffrey. Can we do this? We can absolutely do this, folks. We can absolutely do this. All right, so we have all afternoon games. So let's get a couple cheap wide receivers. What are the Chiefs wide receivers like? Sky Moore 51, NVS at 55. It's not cheap enough though. Not cheap enough. What about the Patriots? They always have cheap guys. Nelson Aguilar at 51. 6 targets last week. Let's see what his projections look like. Aguilar. Oh, 5. Not a good scene there. Let's just go to this. Let's go here. Let's go to wide receiver. Sort by salary and scroll to 5,200. Anything look intriguing here to y'all? I don't mind Ray McCloud. Tyquan Thornton, maybe. Some of these New England guys, they show up. They show up. Sky Moore is dead at this point. He's not getting any. Oh, Quez Watkins. Quez Watkins is a fun play. What'd I do? How did I spell this wrong? What am I doing wrong? Oh, I got this game clicked. What did he do last week in Minshew Mania? 5 targets, Do we think Minshew Mania can pick it up this week? I just want to play these studs, you know? What if we did this? What if we put... Can we play 2 tight ends? What if we put Bellinger in there? Remember Bellinger? 53, 5,400? Oh, 4,700, excuse me. Put Bellinger in there, then we can go $5,800. Almost gets us to our 6K range. Almost gets a... What if we... Screw it, fellas. Let's just play the cheapest wide receiver. I don't want to play the Raiders. Whatever. Maybe Brock Purdy screws up once or twice, right? Get DJ Chark in there. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Abort mission. Let's get the Saints back in there. Let's just go a cheaper wide receiver. Kadarius Toney. He scored last week. Scored last week. Something severe is going on upstairs. All right, here we go. I like this. What do you guys think? Aaron Rodgers, AJ Dillon, Romeo Doubs, Justin Jefferson bring back. We're going to play a Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle kind of game, like team stack almost, right? One off Daniel Bellinger, one off Kadarius Toney. I like this a lot, actually. Let me take a quick shot of this because this is a fun team. This is what happens on my stream, my shows. I have to go back and watch them again because I built what I think are pretty good lineups, but then I forget about them. I built pretty good lineups and I forget about them, right? So it looks like my guest might be here finally. Let's see. Anything else for FanDuel this week? Anything else you guys want to see? I'm going to start building some underdog draft or ripping some underdog drafts. Are you here to draft with us today? Let me know. There he is. What's up, man?
Not much. I'm trying to figure out if these are bad. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, you're live.
Oh, perfect.
You ready to rip some drafts?
1 second. Got to refill my beverage.
Well, we're going to bring on Trenton Moore. T-Money. He's been killing it in the betting streets, so maybe if we're lucky, we can snag a couple bets from him tonight. But he is a part, I think. Did you get in my best ball league?
Yes.
He is part of the best ball league. Here he is. He's in 7th place. Don't mind me down here in last because of Dak Prescott and Derek Carr and company.
I think I was last place for half the season. Then all of a sudden my team started playing how they should have played.
Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers, Ryan Tannehill. Najee's been bad. Zeke-Loss is starting. Josh Jacobs, of course, killing it. Debo gets hurt. Yeah, tough scenes here. Some decent plays, but best ball is hard. Best ball is definitely hard. I ended up with 3 of my, I don't know how many teams, and I think I drafted 24, 25 teams. I ended up with 3 in the semifinals. I had 1 in first place, 1 in second place. At 1 after the Aaron Rodgers game, I was in first place, and then Cam Akers comes in and puts up 3 touchdowns and like 50 underdog points, and I got 4th place in 2 semifinals. So no chance at 75K for me this week, but it is a good opportunity to jump in and start doing some playoff drafts. Who's that in 3rd place? What's up, Chris? Chilling out here. Chris in 3rd place with a Jalen Hurts and Tua. I mean, that's pretty good quarterback play there. Jalen Hurts and Tua. Johnny Taylor, unfortunately, is out. Eli Mitchell's out. He's got no running backs, but yet he's still in 3rd place. Pretty good team. All right, let's do this. We're gonna draft a playoff best ball team. If you want to draft,
Mitten
with us,
2.
go ahead.
All right.
Enter now. $5.
Oh, I didn't know this was costing me money.
Oh, it doesn't cost you money, brother. I already got it. I'm just playing with house money at this point. It's all my money I won back from the season long.
Right.
The regular season fantasy. So 6 people draft. It's 10 rounds. So we need to figure out essentially when we're doing these drafts, we want to find Super Bowl teams because you have to get out of the first round. But once you also get to the Super Bowl, you want to have the teams in the Super Bowl so you can win all the money, right? And we got the 101, baby. So first place takes down $50K, but you got to get there. You got to get there. The top team out of the 6 from round 1 make it, and then it kind of dwindles down from there all the way to the Super Bowl. So 101, most of the time the quarterbacks are gone first here. Obviously, being Chiefs fans, I'm sold on Patrick Mahomes at the 1 spot. Easy to stack later on. Josh Allen is in play. I think the thing I don't like about Josh Allen is if they lose on Monday night, Josh Allen is going to be – he's not going to move any. He's already the number 1 guy. So you can't really get anything later on with him. But right now the Chiefs don't have a bye, so that's in play. So who do you think? Josh Allen, Mahomes, Hurts? You want to not go quarterback, go McCaffrey? What's your thoughts?
I'd be going Mahomes all day if I was in your position, but
this is together. We are drafting this team together.
It's hard to separate the two.
I like Mahomes right now more because he is the 2 seed, and so he's probably going to be playing in the first round. So he already helps us more than Josh Allen. So, now, if Josh Allen were to lose this week, I think I'm taking Josh Allen all day at number 1 because he would be playing in round 1.
I'm going to take a different approach and try to go for the long haul. Oh, apparently I'm getting Josh Allen.
You are. I thought we were going to draft together. I didn't know you were in the draft with me.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to draft a team with you.
Oh, well.
Okay.
We can draft 2 teams together.
Tell me about Josh Allen. Why did you take Josh Allen?
Well, I wasn't going to, so I don't really have a lot of reason. But if there's one QB, I think Chiefs and Bills are kind of my 2 picks to go to the Super Bowl from the AFC. So
yeah,
it's going to play our way regardless.
Well, now I got to talk through this a lot differently here. I didn't even notice you had jumped in here. You know what I love about this? There's no badges. No badges. Usually when I make these drafts, everybody else has a badge. As in they draft a whole lot on Underdog.
I keep trying to watch this stream on the YouTube deal, and I need to pull up my Underdog so I can see what's going on. Where are we at? So I'm coming up next. I got my QB, which is Josh Allen. So
is Steph Diggs going to fall to you?
It almost looks like he's going to, but
Jalen Hurts. This guy's got Hurts. I'd be taking AJ Brown if I had Hurts.
Yeah, so I should be getting Diggs, you would think.
Yeah, he takes AJ Brown. Diggs. Leaves Diggs open for you.
But now, so you have Mahomes, and I mean, you got to. Let's see.
I think I'm going to take CD. I'm definitely taking Juju. Don't want to script that ADP, but I'm going to take CD with him. The Cowboys right now are one of the favorites from the NFC to make the Super Bowl. So not a bad little KC Dallas stack.
You'd be able to get somebody from KC further down in this list here. And he may as well take an NFC top 1 receiver.
I like playing McKinnon there, or I have been playing McKinnon a little bit, but he's been moving up in ADP, so he's probably not going to fall back to me in the 4th. If he did, I would absolutely smash him.
Let's see. Gosh darn it. I think I'm going to go. Oh, man. They lost it.
Not quick enough. Go Jago is not happy with you right now, as he's had a Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown. You better believe he was looking for that Devontae Smith double stack.
I was going to go with Tony Pollard on that deal, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so in these playoffs, you start one quarterback, one running back, 2 wide receivers / tight ends, and then 1 flex, which could be a running back or a wide receiver tight end. I've been trying to really get out of here with about 2 quarterbacks, 3 running backs, and then everything else wide receiver or tight end. Trying to get a quarterback from both sides of the division, AFC and NFC.
This is just a classic mistake by me. I do this once or twice every damn draft. I run out of time. What do I have? I'm still trying to figure out this underdog thing. This is only the 2nd draft I've ever done on it.
McKinnon goes. Dalvin Cook goes. Kirk Cousins goes. Joe Mixon, Austin Eckler. These Chargers guys have been moving way up after the Chargers clinched the playoff spot the other day.
You know what?
They have been flying up the boards.
Tony Pollard is still here.
And Go Jago just snags him right out from under you.
I don't have any type of. Do I want to go? I got to get a running back here. Do I want to go Pacheco and move down this list? I already have.
You're going in. You're kind of in your Bills, so you could take a Bills guy. Eagles guy. Is Miles Sanders still on the board?
Oh God, I got
no.
Oh God.
Yeah, auto draft Dak Prescott. Well, now you got a quarterback from both sides, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Dak doesn't necessarily stack with Devontae Smith. I am going to continue to take my Eagles guys and take Zeke, and then I'm going to take my running back and Isaiah Pacheco. You should have just taken Devin Singletary.
Well, no, I mean I'm going to if you don't pick him.
Oh, I'm taking Pacheco.
Okay, well then I got to go Singletary.
Gabe Davis, Devin Singletary, both those guys fall right in line with your stack. Right in line with your stack. Chris does not like what's happening here. He can't even watch. The Miami guys are falling the opposite way. The Chargers guys are flying up the draft boards. Miami guys are falling down the draft boards because the Dolphins have not clinched a spot in the playoffs yet. No Tua this week. Patriots this week. I think they have a tough game next week, too. Would be a divisional game, right? Jets, maybe?
The Patriots?
No, the Dolphins.
Next week?
Yeah.
Dolphins play the Jets next week, correct? Three picks away. I need to really get.
All right, I think so. I've got a nice little Kansas City, Dallas build. The way I look at it, I've got my quarterback, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs. So I feel like I can kind of go off grid here. I don't have to stack up these 2 teams anymore. So I'll definitely be looking to look for guys that can help me get through the first 2 rounds. I can't take Dak because you took him.
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna rock with Dobbins here.
I like that. I'm going to go at least one guy here. A guy that I think is silly that he's down here in the 33s, and that's Tyreek Hill. If the Dolphins make the playoffs, this guy can absolutely win you 1 week if you just need 1 week. And then Ayuk's already in the playoffs, so I like him. But I also like Mike Williams. Already in the playoffs, 100% in the playoffs. Just going to be a one-off. I'm just looking for guys that can help me get through this week, the first round with 3 picks to go. So Mike Williams is going to be the guy.
All right, so I need to get I'll tell you what, I really need is a tight end, and why not try to stack it with Dawson Knox while I'm at it?
So you don't have to have tight end in this play. It's wide receiver and tight end.
And tight end. Gotcha.
Yes, you don't, but
oh, what did I just?
I've got 3 picks left. I've missed out on my 3 outside Jalen Hurts, but I like Dak, I like Kirk, I like Brock Purdy. Missed out on all those guys. So I probably won't roll with an NFC quarterback. So the other option is to roll out another AFC team just to give myself 2 chances at getting the AFC team right. I've got Dallas and Zeke and CD as that for Dallas. And so I'm pretty well stuck on Dallas. So I'm going to try to find an AFC team that I can pair with the Chiefs to see if I can't get the AFC team right here.
You know what I'm going to do here is bet on Tom Brady and hitting Evans with some touchdowns if they make the playoffs, that is.
I like that. I'm going Lamar. I think they're already in the playoffs here. I think Lamar will be back and healthy once they actually make it to the playoffs. No reason to push him now. Do a Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews stack. So now I've got a 2-bet. So what I need to do at this point is find one more Cowboy from the NFC side, honestly. And I just pretty much is banking on the Cowboys making the Super Bowl. If they don't make the Super Bowl, this team is dead, no matter who makes it on the NFC side.
Playoff Lenny.
Noah Brown. Jake Ferguson? Why not, right? Peyton Hendershot? Hopefully Noah Brown falls. If Noah Brown falls, I'll feel good there. Unfortunately. So are you taking a third quarterback in Tom?
I mean, I'm thinking so.
You really just killed yourself with Dak Prescott pick, honestly.
I didn't mean to do that.
So
I really didn't mean to do that.
Josh Allen, Steph Diggs, Devin Singletary, Dawson Knox. So you got all in on Buffalo. J.K. Dobbins to help you through a couple rounds.
I have no reason to believe that the Cowboys are going to do anything.
Then you're going to have a Dak Prescott versus Tom Brady in round 1. Chris wants me to take T.Y. Hilton at the end. I mean, it's probably not a bad idea. You're just throwing a dart at the wall at that point. Chris, you want to jump on here and draft with us?
What is...
All right, CB35, let's go. All right, so what are you going to do here?
I mean, I kind of got to pick Tom Brady, don't I?
Yeah, Josh Allen, Dak Prescott at quarterback, Devin Singletary, J.K. Dobbins, Leonard Fournette, Steph Diggs, Devontae Smith, Dawson Knox, Mike Evans.
I mean, I got to pick Tom Brady.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Outside of the Dak pick.
Well, yeah.
All right, so Noah Brown or T.Y. Hilton?
Let's see.
I think I'm just going to go Noah Brown. Chris just told me that Underdog banned him. I don't. How do you get banned from Underdog?
I have no clue.
All right, you want to do another one together, or do you want to draft them separately again?
No, do them together. I don't even know.
All right, let's just draft on mine. You and I can draft this team together. Like you stay out of the draft.
I'm not touching anything. Hands are in my pockets.
We will draft this one together.
I'm actually going to look at.
Oh, we got the 101 again. Look at us go. Look at us go. Underdog being so nice to us. We're going back to Mahomes again, right? Or do you want to do a Josh Allen?
No, I don't think the Bills are that good. I don't know how many times I got to say this.
So we're going back to Mahomes? Deal.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna ask me twice. Can you do a dance, keep the people happy for like 60 seconds?
A dance?
Yeah, tell everybody why for 60 seconds. I better not. I was gonna leave you be for a moment.
Oh.
All right, it's all you. Talk to the people for a minute, Trent. Tell them all
well,
about
we're not. Did you pause this thing? Your pick.
No.
Our pick's up.
Yeah, it's all right. It'll run. I got Mahomes checked in there.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I got to get a beer. Hang on.
All right. Hey, pretty much the only thing I know besides this stuff is betting. Let me tell you, one of my favorite bets for the week is the Bears. Bears +6 against these Lions. The line has actually moved 4.5 points, which is pretty large spread movement for a football game. It doesn't look like. Let's see here. It's at Detroit, so the weather's not going to matter. Yeah, we got a 4.5 point movement on the spread, so I'd be rocking the Bears +6 against the Lions all day. That's probably one of my favorite bets for tomorrow. Did he get the? Yeah, okay, he's got Patrick Mahomes now. What's up next? Oh, Haley's watching. You're on muted. You're muted, Trevor.
She's always watching. All right, we are up. Man. Joe, what is happening with this draft? Let's not take the Dallas route. Do you want to take the Eagles route this time?
Yeah, make sure you get AJ Brown.
Okay. And do we take Juju again, or do you want to take some ancillary pieces later? Like we could legitimately do Juju, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and then take like MVS, Isaiah Pacheco, Kadarius Toney, some other Chiefs players later.
Did you know Sky Moore is the only receiver without a drop this year?
We need a pick. Do we want to take Devontae Smith or Juju?
Juju. Spread your risk.
All right. Juju it is. He's the only. Say that again, though. Say that again about.
He's the only
Scott
Chiefs
Moore.
receiver without a drop. 24 passes, 0 drops, something like that.
Huh. I don't think I knew that.
Huh.
You know, another option we could have done, we didn't, but we didn't even think about it. We could have taken like a Miles Sanders, get our running back in. I also don't mind Gainwell later from an Eagles side of things. Because if you think about it, when you get to the Super Bowl, anything can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen on the way to the Super Bowl, too.
That's right.
So we have Mahomes, AJ Brown, Juju.
We could go Pacheco here, keep our Chiefs going. And then, honestly, we could go Tony Pollard just to help us get out of the first couple rounds.
Yeah, no, Tony Pollard, I think he's pretty solid pick.
Pollard's a guarantee.
I think if the Cowboys play the Eagles again, the Cowboys will beat the Eagles. I don't think the Eagles are that great.
Yeah, but I just built a Chiefs Cowboys, so I don't want to build another Chiefs Cowboys. But I do like Tony Pollard to help us get out of that first couple rounds.
Yeah, he's been running really good.
Should we just do Pacheco? Just roll with these Chiefs players? I like Pacheco. Let's do Pacheco. All right, I got a couple Eagles lined up here to keep that. I would say we do Gainwell later on. Quez Watkins is an option for sure. Let's see here. What pick are we going to be? We'll be 36, 37. We've got 5 picks left. Currently, we have 3 Chiefs, 1 Eagles, 1 Cowboys. What quarter? Do we want to put a quarterback in here from the NFC, or do we want to just want to roll with Mahomes? NFC quarterbacks that are left are going to be Tom Brady, Daniel Jones, Aaron Rodgers, Jimmy Garoppolo. Is Jimmy Garoppolo going to come back?
I don't think they're going to replace Brock Purdy if he does.
And Purdy just goes. That would have been nice if Purdy would have fallen. All right, too early to take these Eagles, guys. We could do a little Chargers action. We do Michael Gallup to add to our Dallas. We could do Saquon to. I don't think we really need that much help at running back. We got to make a choice, though. Make it quick.
Oh, I like Gallup.
What about Dalton Schultz?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, he was a quicker ad. All right. What about? Do we have any more Chiefs players here? MVS in this range. Hardman, Toney. I think we could probably get some of those guys later. Do you like Hill or Barkley or Mike Williams? Help us get out a couple rounds.
If you're going to go for getting out a couple rounds, I just go with Hill.
Tyreek it is. All right, so we are sitting on a Patrick Mahomes, Juju Smith-Schuster, Isaiah Pacheco, Chief stack. We've got Tony Pollard and Dalton Schultz for the Cowboys. Remember when I said we weren't going to do Cowboys, and there we did them again. We've got A.J. Brown for the Eagles. Tyreek Hill as a one-off. I do think we throw in Kenneth Gainwell as another running back here towards the end for the Eagles. That actually sets us up kind of nicely. We'd have a running back wide receiver from Dallas, a running back wide receiver from Philly, 2 wide receiver, or yeah. So I don't mind that at all. What if we roll without a quarterback, another quarterback? Like, could we get out of each round with just Patrick Mahomes? I feel like we could.
Yeah, if they go to the Super Bowl.
And we also have Pacheco, right? So if they're going to go to the Super Bowl, it's going to run through. Mahomes is either throwing the ball, even if it's to McKinnon, or they're going to, with Pacheco. So I feel like we kind of got, and they're not going to go to the Super Bowl on the back of their defense. MVS goes.
Man, what QBs are even?
There's some AFC guys or Tom Brady. That's kind of what we're looking at. Jared Goff, Daniel Jones, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers.
You don't want Tua?
Tua?
Well, I'm just thinking if he falls that far, then
I don't know if Tua's ever going to play again this year.
That's true. He does have 3 concussions on the year now.
And can you play Teddy Bridgewater? I feel like let's leave quarterback to our last one.
Yep.
Let's add one more Chiefs player, and I say Kenneth Gainwell. So who do you like better, Mecole Hardman or Kadarius Toney?
Toney. Hardman had another setback in his injury today.
Oh, he did? I don't think I saw that.
Correct. Yeah, he did.
All right, so I'm gonna say
Big Red said it was Wednesday, but they announced it today. He ain't playing, so who knows?
I'm gonna say Toney here, and then if we're gonna go, I like Gainwell to give us another running back in the Super Bowl. Do you think Pollard and Pacheco can get us out of the first couple rounds? Dude, Pollard's a fucking stud, man.
Yeah, it's about time he started playing more. Elliott finally got too old.
I'm going Gainwell then. All right, I agree. Do you want to play? Do you want to throw another quarterback on here at the end?
Yeah, you got to throw an NFC quarterback or something on there. Another, because everybody else we have is the Eagles and Cowboys. Oh, and Tyreek.
I mean, Daniel Jones is a running quarterback, so if you're going to play a quarterback naked, who would the Giants? If the Giants get the 7 seed, who would they play? They would play the Vikings, right? You don't mind? I don't think I mind Daniel Jones against the Vikings.
No, the Vikings have the most 1 possession wins in NFL history. Correct?
Wow,
this team does.
But
11.
Their defense is terrible.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like they get lucky.
Because if I'm gonna play a naked quarterback, I don't want to play Tom Brady against the Cowboys. Is Aaron Rodgers going to make the playoffs? He's got a lot. I think the Giants have a better chance to make the playoffs than the Packers.
I'd have to pull up the scenarios.
I think that's the hard part here is like, which Daniel Jones, Aaron Rodgers, Jared Goff, like which one of these quarterbacks are going to make the playoffs?
Yeah, usually you do. I mean, these drafts usually happen, after week 18.
Well, that's the best part of it. This is already the mitten too. So they've already filled the first mitten. Don't worry, I got some teams in that too. That's why you play these, because you get these guys super cheap.
Yeah.
Like if the Giants were automatically in the playoffs, Daniel Jones wouldn't be here for free almost.
Well,
I say Daniel Jones.
Yeah, no, I'm good with that.
I think they got the better chance. And if Daniel Jones plays the Vikings in round 1,
They have played absolutely terrible the last few weeks, though. I mean, it's over with now.
Look at that. 56,000 entries. They've already filled one of these bad boys. So they'll fill it. I got a question here for PPR flex. Juju, Zay Jones, Jahan Dotson, Ramondre Stevenson, or Tyler Algier. If it's PPR, I think I'm going to go Juju here. I love Ramondre. Who are your running backs, by the way, Pac-Man? Who are your running backs? If you're asking me about Ramondre Stevenson in the flex, I want to know who your running backs are. How is he a flex play? How is he not your RB1?
Yeah, I think I'd be all over Ramondre on that deal.
I love Ramondre. Definitely not going to be Zay Jones or Dotson. Not for a championship game. Not in season long. Championship game, season long. It's winter, I can't play Dotson or Zay Jones in that situation. Not with these other options. But yeah, Juju is where I would lean. Stevenson's right there with you. All right. Do you want to do one more, or are you done? Or do you want to do a battle royale, which is Sunday's main slate games? I heard you give out your bet of the week, so I know you've been looking a little bit at the main slate.
Oh yeah, I got another one too that I'm probably.
So the line has moved 4.5 points in favor of the Lions?
Correct.
That's trash. The Lions just got their ass kicked by the Panthers. Like straight handed to them.
There's another line that surprised me, and it's, well, I guess it's not too surprising, but the Saints are at plus 6.5 right now, and they started at they started at plus 3, and it's at plus 6.5, so they've moved 3.5 points, which, you go over 3, that's kind of a big number. So I'll probably be playing that bet too tomorrow.
They went from plus 3.5 to plus 6.5?
Yeah.
Gardner Minshew is not that good.
Well, I mean, that's probably
he couldn't keep his job. I mean, he's a backup quarterback, and the Saints defense is pretty good. I'm not saying the Saints are going to win that game, but they should keep it close.
Yeah. No, they definitely should. That's why, I mean, I played it. There's a lot of money on it. A lot of the sharps are hitting it. So I'm going to follow them.
All right. Do you want to do a playoff draft and hope we don't get the 101 so we can mix it up a little bit? Or do you want to do a main slate draft?
Do a main slate.
All right, let's do it. So this is obviously we're drafting players who are going to be playing on the main slate, the 12 o'clock or the 3:15 games on Sunday. 6 players is all we're drafting. Let me see. I think it's one quarterback, 1 running back, 2 wide receivers, and then a flex, and 1 tight end. So we do have to draft the tight end in this one. And we are the 103. We're not going to get Justin Jefferson. I don't know. I'm not big on Kelsey this week. It looks like, no, you can't really get Kelsey Mahomes. Mahomes is going 5.9, so Mahomes is going to go before 10. I don't know. I'm not big on Kelsey. We're not going to get – if we had Jefferson or McCaffrey, I think we take that guy. But I don't think we're going to get one of those 2 guys. Saquon, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Mahomes, Eckler.
How do they do this? This isn't like PPR, is it? Or is it PPR?
It's half point.
I mean, then St. Brown, he eats targets. But,
you go St. Brown, and then you could potentially get Justin Fields at the 10 spot.
Yeah.
Do a little stack in that game.
Jefferson, Kelsey. Shit. Oh, well, we got McCaffrey.
Never mind. Not going to not take Christian McCaffrey against the Vegas Raiders.
No, he's been on fire since he got with the Niners. They know how to use him.
I've drafted against this Cantaloupe guy quite a bit before. I've drafted so many times that I start to see names. It's not good. It's like on Fanduel when I see guys at the top like Chipotle Attic, I was inverted, those kind of guys, and they're sitting at the top of my lineups. I'm like, dang, I've done this too much.
This guy's got 2 teams. It's not even how to spell cantaloupe.
Gas man. All right, so he took Christian McCaffrey. I don't think so. There is a little bit of DFS in this, like to where you could do a stack or whatnot, like a game stack or a team stack. Just expect that team to blow up. But I don't think you have to do it. You only get 6 picks, right? So just take your best 6, I guess. Kittle's gone.
Seems, well, you can wait forever for a tight end now.
Yeah.
Which Kittle really, I mean, he actually has been doing quite a bit better.
Yeah, I love Kittle this week. Fields is probably my favorite quarterback of the week. So he's an option. I don't really love A.J. Brown. We already got a running back. Who do you like here?
Gosh, we already got our. Well, I can't. I'm so bad at doing this very quick. Garrett Wilson.
Oh, not fast enough. Dang it. Sorry. I would have liked.
Well, he may fall to the next pick anyway.
He might.
But that was what stood out in my head. Who did we get then? Justin Fields?
Justin Fields.
No, that's not terrible.
No, he's my favorite quarterback. So, all right, we'll see if Wilson falls here. We could do Devontae Adams. If Derek Carr was playing, I wouldn't mind Devontae Adams, but I'm not playing it with fucking Jarrett Stidham. Garrett Wilson goes. So we only play 1 quarterback, 1 running back, 2 wide receivers, and a flex. I like to play wide receivers as flex. So I'm in on 3 wide receivers here. I'm in on 3 wide receivers. If there's a running back you just absolutely love, we can play them. Hawkinson, Keenan Allen, Devontae Smith, Devontae Adams, Jalen Waddle, Chris Godwin, DK Metcalf. Who stands out? Hurry up, 5 seconds.
Oh, Allen.
Keenan Allen it is. Don't worry, I got quick fingers.
Well, I was thinking if that quarterback for Las Vegas, not going to have a ton of experience. He may just sling it to Devontae Adams every chance he gets.
That's true. I like Allen Lazard a lot. Do you want to go Cole Kmet at tight end to stack with Justin Fields?
Yeah, and then so there's 6. We have to okay.
We could do GG. We could just stack up that whole game and bring Chark back.
Oh God, he's been nothing but upsetting every time I've ever played Chark.
We don't have to by any means. Cole Kmet, 32. We could get him in the 5th round, maybe in the 6th, but let's take him in the 5th. So we kind of got an open shot here. We can leave Chark for the last round. If he falls in the last round, we can talk about it. So we kind of got an open play here. Do you want to take Adams if he falls?
Oh, yeah, for sure. What is I wish I could have 3 screens in front of me so I could look at all this stuff that I look at while
if we wanted to play 2 running backs, there's Ramondre Stevenson, Jerick McKinnon.
So who's available? The Titans, Cowboys, Lions, Vikings.
15 seconds. Put Devontae at the top here. We're going to go Adams.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The Niners are actually number 7 in.
They're not that great against.
No, they're number 7 in fantasy points given up to wide receivers.
I feel like there's such a great front four and such a great run defense.
Yeah.
I think people forget the back end is not that great. If you can get the ball out quick, you can beat this team. All right, so we're sitting at pick 27. I think we got to take Komet here. Otherwise, we're going to be left out hanging dry with tight ends.
Komet, yep.
And then we can have a conversation. We can either take DJ Chark or we can take – honestly, we don't have to take Chark. We can do that as a kind of a bring back and just say, just think this Lions Chicago game is going to blow up.
The Lions are number 6 in tight end points.
Oh, yeah. I love Cole Kmet this week, DFS or not. Or we can just try to take a one-off Juju, Christian Kirk, Jerry Jeudy against the Chiefs, Zay Jones, Christian Watson's going to be out probably. I like Drake London. You talked about Jahan Dotson earlier.
That I did. He's I don't know. He's got good stats when Carson Wentz is in for some reason.
But can he outscore some of these other guys? I currently lean DJ Chark just for game environment, but I can be swayed quickly.
I hate that you run him.
Who you think?
Who
you want to go with?
No, just go with old Chark. I'm on the same boat that you are.
So Chris 100% got banned from Underdog. Underdog Fantasy has made the business decision to end our relationship, and this account has been blocked permanently. But he's legitimately going to potentially. Are we done? Yeah, with this draft. He's potentially going to.
What does he do on here?
Well, he's in our league though, and he might even win. I don't want that. Get out of the playoffs. Come on now. Where's my regular season draft?
Go to live.
Live NFL. Here it is. Look, he's in third place. He's going to win $10. And Underdog practically stole his money. I mean, he might not win it. He's only 3 points ahead of Preston, 7 ahead of Tyler. But still, what if he somehow catches Dallas in the next 2 weeks and wins $64? I would be pissed. I want to know what he did.
I don't know. I thought I got unblocked from Twitter and that didn't happen.
All right. Let's shut this thing down. I've been on here for an hour and a half now. That's probably long enough. Oh,
hour 34.
Let me stop my screen share. Trent, thank you for jumping on here and drafting with me. I appreciate it. Everybody that's been in the chat all night long, thank you. Hit that like button, subscribe to the Stadium Rant channel. Check out my season-long podcast every Wednesday night. Another damn fantasy podcast powered by Stadium Rant. Check out stadiumrant.com. Follow me on Facebook at The Rumbles of Red, Twitter at Trevor S_FF. T-Money, Trent, one more bet. You got one more for the road. You've already got Chicago plus 6.5. New Orleans plus 6.5. One more.
If you can get it. I mean, I'd like that at 6-2, but Redskins -2.
Commanders these days.
Oh yeah. Gosh, I just saw the big Commanders. I'm never gonna get over that.
I almost said Redskins earlier.
Redskins for life.
On the stream. So Commanders -2. Good luck in week 17. May the money be in your favor.